Cold at the touch, dead in the eyes. No signs of life no more. I put your love under the knife. Leave me to die here all alone. No signs of life no more, no. A crying dove may never fly. Black and white.
London's gonna shut him down. It's a double kill for Jim.
Oh my God, Jim!
Looking pretty good. It's gonna be a triple kill. Jim comes on fire. Jim comes on fire. Angle, but couldn't land the shot. The dart comes to 2-piece. Oh my God!
Cada equipo ahí contesta trató de darle ese respetazo ahí, consigue eliminar a Medusa y rápido se voltea y
Destaque na marotagem, belo ângulo dele.
For him, he's gonna be able to take out. Oh my God! Oh no! He was down to 1 second on the clock.
Já pegou bala na cara do Master. O Almairinho vai tentando fazer o primeiro. Da estátua vai tentar o tiro porrada e bomba! Vem! Clutch muito difícil de vencer, mas...
Square on the body that you hit. He no-scoped Raballo right there. He no-scoped.
termina eliminando a Jack. Igual queda solamente vivo por parte de repente, consigue la primera baja de este round. Se da cuenta que no puede. ¡No!
Good evening, everybody. It's your boy Verdict. We're back for another day of Mobile Mayhem. And guess what? We have a special guest in the building. That's right. Back, the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, FloSkill. Let's see you flex, my guy. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. Welcome, everyone. And how are you, Verdict, on this Mobile Mayhem streaming night?
We are great. We are starting a little late due to Ramadan, but definitely going to be accommodating to that is a huge thing. That has been going on for many years, so we will not even intrude on that. An hour late start, that's quite all right. We got a packed day, bro. I'm so glad to have you back on set, as we've missed you dearly. And with that being said, we are going to take a look at some of the matches. So schedule for today: games due to Huracan actually disbanding over the weekend. So. We are going to be starting off with XOXO taking on Bunker Rog White. Team Elevate taking on Ultima. Stamina taking on Bunker Rog Black. We were going to have Huracan and Tragic, but for obvious reasons, we will not have that option. And Aphelion is going to have the day off, as well as Unicorns of Love. So, best of 3 here. You have access to that still, Flo?
I do see the BO3 that we have booked for tonight between XO, and BK Rock, right? Yes, I have the maps, weapon bands, I have everything.
Perfect. We're going to start off with Firing Range, Hardpoint, Meltdown, Search and Destroy, and then if we see a Game 3, we are going to see a domination on Summit. XOXO opting to ban the Hardpoint Hackney Yard map, as well as the ASM 10, and then Rog White opting to ban Hardpoint Hackney Yard, so we're not going to see Hackney Yard at all from them, as well as the QQ9 for obvious reasons. So, on the plate for today, this is going to make for a great game. We've got plenty of content for today's stream. Not only do we got FloSkill back in the building, bro, but we're going to have a plethora of interviews from our guy Maxos, the Aphelion coach, or manager rather, who again, Aphelion not playing today, but I think it's a huge step in the direction of diversifying these player interviews. Interested to see how the manager's perspective is. So it's going to be a special 3-part series. We will have a pretty stacked lineup still for the day, and I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know, maybe not. No, we're good.
I don't think you're missing something.
Flo's in the building. We got player interviews, or coach interview, manager interview. We've got 3 lovely games to go over, and without further ado, we might as well go ahead and jump right into the action. So, Denla, if you're out there, go ahead and spam that ready, as we see the players already in the building. Game number 1 going underway, Hardpoint Firing Range.
I have to say, I'm actually super surprised to see a Firing Range Hardpoint. I remember this used to be something super broken back in some, like a few seasons ago, when you were playing that in ranked. That was basically terrible to play a Hardpoint on Firing, because the spawns and the rotations were across the entire map every time. So seeing this and still seeing Hardpoint into this mobile mayhem format is a bit interesting. I don't know if you agree with me on that. I've heard about this Chinese version not even running with the Hardpoint. Do you think that is a great idea, or do you think the spawns are that messy now in this new Hardpoint mode?
If they're adding Firing Range as a Hardpoint map, that'll tell you how bad the spawns are. That'll tell you everything you need to know about Hardpoints. And China competitively removing Hardpoint altogether, I don't know if I necessarily 100% agree with that, because I feel like Hardpoint is still a competitive game mode to be played.
Yeah.
Just with the way that spawns are at the moment, and some of these maps like Scrapyard, you can't even play. It's not even playable. The spawns in Hackney Yard are actually pretty bad as well. So, with the current state of Hardpoint spawns, it's really difficult to have an opinion on if it should be played or not. The Firing Range spawns seem to be a little more balanced than some. Some it can be a little bad. It's really just gotten out of hand, to be honest, though.
Yeah, to be fair, I've actually played it a bit to play this Hardpoint Firing, just to see what the spawns were looking like. I know for a fact that on such maps as not Firing Range, Summit and Raid, the Hardpoint spawn are terrible. When you have like the basket control on Raid, they literally spawn on top of the stairs or even in the pool. So that is a disaster. For Summit, that's the same. You can -5 the enemy team, they'll still spawn behind you on the Hardpoint spawn. So I think, yeah, Firing Rush might be one of the most balanced map for hardpoint mode, surprisingly. But so far, we're doing a great job on the side of BK Rogue White, my bad, as they're taking the lead against EXO with a great P2 control and over 40 points gap between both of these teams.
I have to agree with you. You mentioned something earlier, the sporadic spawns for firing range. I think that actually might be one of the reasons why a firing range hardpoint is an actually, you know, a playable map with the way that respawns are. You're not spawning clustering right outside of the point. Rather, it's so sporadic, it actually makes for a more competitive transition. So P2 under wraps, P3 about to start up. I just checked chat. CZ Spy comes through with the raid. I see you, Spy. Spy always comes through with a clutch, man. I appreciate that. 34 raiders coming through with him as well. Appreciate that support week in, week out, my guy. We are up to 100 viewers, man. That is a great start for today. So good job, you guys. Spy comes through. We'll see who else is on deck as we see a continuous of P1 and P2 domination for the side of Rogue White, as they are already almost up to 100 points. They're 92 to 20 as we see the guys over XOXO actually make their way into this trailer.
Yeah, when we look at the amount of heal they got on their BK Rogue White side, I'll keep saying Rogue White. I think he's starter, and that is a great idea you had, so I'll pick it up too. I think we can see that the kill counts on that side is pretty even. There's not really an MVP player. Karma is standing up on top now, having 11 frags, but what about the other one? 9988, that is pretty decent. On the other side, that is almost the same. We only have Yoka taking it to the double number, but Balance and Cygnus are just a bit behind with 5 and 6. Pretty sure they will be waking up, as it's going to be 250 points. That will be their main goal and objective. They do have a full control of the wooden position now, and basically Dark is going to be a monster sitting in this tower position, a super strong one to hold the entire mid rotation. And it seems like that is a retake happening from Rogue White, taking out the control of the woods. But for how long? This is what we're about to witness, Verdict.
That is absolutely right. And with that being noted, you know, hard points are really going to boil down to who are winning their gunfights. And at the moment, with Rogue White just absolutely slaying out, the kill feed is just continuously Rogue White, Rogue White, Rogue White, Cosmos in the mix, Karma in the mix, Caesar in the mix, Jazz in the mix. With these guys winning their gunfights, you can tell the score is definitely reflecting their ability to hold the hill. They have multiple players in the point for Wood here, as we do see Dark actually playing that gatekeeper role. He's going to be in top tower. That's a very powerful position for not only hardpoint, but for domination. So making great use of his uses. He does pick up one before he is spotted by Faints. Faints picks up his 10th kill. But, I mean, damage is already done. P3 was a loss for W for Rogue White. P4, you know, started off a little rough, but ultimately went in the hands of Rogue White, and they're just going to continue to run away with the scores. They have now a 115-point lead.
They do. They're almost reaching the 150, as you mentioned. The thing, Balance was able to get a double and finally get back on the scoreboard, taking the lead on the side of XOXO. They're still controlling this sandbags position, and according to me, that is one of the hardest to hold, just because it's wide open, literally in the middle of the map. They can come from so many different angles. If you have somebody camping by trailer from the enemy teams while you're trying to hold the sandbags, you're literally dead as hell. But now, it seems like it worked great for a few seconds, at least for around 20 seconds. But that's back under the Rock White control, not surprisingly. Oh, that is a -3 happening from the side of XO. They're leaving the point blank now. It seems like they're only rotating and focusing on this P2 while they need to handle the spawn. Cosmos taking these double kill away from the Predator, just cutting off the rotations, but that will still give them the spawn by the firing range position in the rear to get control over that P2.
Yeah, this armor is going to be hard to break. I think XOXO is going to have an early advantage, and with Yoka actually taking out Karma on the backside of trailer, it is definitely going to slow the progress for Rogue White to get into this hill. P2 is open up for shop. We're going to see an instant contestation from Jazz, but Jazz is going to be taken out. Karma's actually going to make his way backside of Armory, and just like that, man, I said it was going to be difficult. I was wrong, bro. Karma tag team with Jazz. Jazz was taken out ultimately, but Karma does pick up the remainder of whatever was in the hill for XOXO, and now we're going to continue to see Rogue White just slay out, hold the OBJ. We've got 3 players in the hill. That's going to be plenty enough to hold for the time being, but as I say that, Fates and Creed are going to find themselves with a couple of frags and are able to get the frag to retake, and Caesar and Dark are there to clean up Cosmos as he was able to penetrate the hill off the rip. And last 15 seconds are going to go to Rog White as they have a massive lead, almost 150 points. Last 5 seconds going to go completely uncontested. Trailer, well, as I say that, last 5 seconds were contested. Without, with that on the agenda, we do see a 47 point is all the side of Rog White is going to need to get this W.
And for the moment, the lead is a bit obvious. And I had a quick question to ask you, Verdict, because yes, as I've been missing for a few weeks and months, I've heard about these new rules where they remove the operator skills. I was a bit like a 50-50 when I had the reaction. First, I thought that was insane because we're almost back to Scream rules when only gun skill based matches are being organized on. But the thing is, from a content point of view, I thought that the operator skills were adding such a big amount of suspense every time because this was basically most of the time thanks to these operator skills that we could see an amazing comeback happening from a team. So do you think that removed something from comp scene, or do you think it's even better to remove them?
You know what? I'm 50-50 on it, and I'll tell you why. Because yes, it does make for great content when you see a player utilize his operators well, and he's able to break a hill and completely clear it for his team to come in and swoop at and see that comeback. But I saw Aphelion come back without operators last week on the backs of my guy, Cartier. Cartier, I no doubt probably anchored the... I want to say it was like close to an 80-point deficit going into the rotations of P4 on Hackney Yard. He maintained all of P5 and the remainder of P4 by himself. Didn't have any help at one point. Didn't even have any help in P5, and he alone did that by gun skill. So that, in my opinion, is way better content than actually seeing the spamming of war machines or annihilators or someone getting a, we'll talk about score streaks being banned too as well. Clusters and Preds are the only thing that you'll be able to see as far as score streaks go. So, I find that more interesting and more, gun-based skill, which I for one got to witness firsthand. It was remarkable. It was unbelievable. You don't think that a player could do something of that magnitude, and we saw it with the ability from Cartier. And as we say that, we rambled on, and game's over at 250 to 81. Rog White takes this best of one, and now scoring is another topic of discussion. If a team takes it in 2, that's going to be a 20-point. Just as seasons pass. But if they split the series, the losing team, the team who won 1 game, actually receives 5 points, and the winner of 2 actually receives 15 rather than 10. So interested to see how the guys over at XOXO respond to this next match, as they're on the brink of being 2-0. Can they come back from this search and destroy is my question.
As you were talking about this and answering to the thing, I've just witnessed Karma doing a -4, defending the side on his own and giving the win actually to the team from this P4. So I was like, okay, Karma, we're talking about gun skill based. You proved it. Thank you, Karma, for that play. And yes, we're going to be moving into this game number 2. I'm actually surprised because I thought that this would be such a closer game between XO and Rog White, but it seems like Rog White are always super strong when it comes to respawn mode. As this time we will be moving into a search and destroy meltdown. If I'm not wrong, and if they don't prove me wrong throughout the next game we'll be watching together, I think usually we do see the BK Rog White roster going for, most of the time when they're into the CT side, so the defender side, they always rush 5 minutes on one location. Usually I see them rotating, rushing towards A. If they don't see anyone, they just flank them, 2 people going mid, 3 from the backside. Maybe I'm just spoiling the strat. I hope not. But I think that might be one of the situation we might be taking a look at, because they're known as aggressive players even when they have to defend sides. So compared to XO, this search and destroy game is going to be way more interesting to me than this hardpoint game.
I have to agree with you, and I'm okay with the insider trader, man. If you got insider knowledge, let us know, bro. I need that. I need that scoop ASAP. So the search and destroy is going to determine if XOXO is going to receive any points today. If not, we are going to see Rog White, who took the best of, well, they did not. They won 1 game of the best of 3 against Bunker Rog Black. Rog Black is OP, so they received 15 points for the 2-1 victory. Oh. If Rog White here is able to take the series in 2, we will see a +20, and that will put them in a competitive competitive placement in this series, as we do see a magnitude of difference with us not doing divisions anymore. So it's the best 6 teams move on to the playoffs. It's no longer Division 1, the best 4 team or best 3 teams rather. It's the best 6 teams. So that is going to make things interesting and more competitive in my opinion. But the removing of operators, definitely a trade-off in my opinion. The gun skill is going to come out. We're going to see these guys actually fry, whether with it being a gun instead of that operator. So I'm overall, going back to that question, I feel like the scrim style rules, they're just better in my opinion. I feel like it caters to the player more. They don't have to worry about war machines coming through or annihilators, these overpowered operators. It's just something that they can receive a buff at any time and you just can't stop them. We saw the shield receive a tremendous buff, and it was removed from competitive play altogether at one point. Now operators being removed altogether, in my opinion, I feel like it makes for a cleaner, better opponent wins, better team wins, in my opinion.
Yeah, as soon as I learned about these operators being removed, I was like, but this is a bad idea, because how will they kill a Goliath? And they said, that the score streaks are removed as well. I was like, okay, never mind.
There we go.
I'm just gonna move.
Launchers are also being removed too. So with UAVs being taken out, I mean, there's no need for a RPGs. For a RPG as well. So that was something I found interesting. Also, LMGs and shotguns banned. I don't know. As I say that, Jim comes through with the 65 Raiders. I know you guys aren't playing today, man, but I appreciate the raid, my guy, coming through in the clutch. Jim, how are you doing today, my guy? So we got Jim and Spy coming through. I see you guys.
Elevate and Tragic is stepping in.
I know it. I see it. Of course, Team Elevate going to come through in the second matchup of today's stream. Last week was a very unfortunate one as they started off playing against Tragic. They had the 4v5 in a situation that was, in my opinion, it just was not, it was not it, dude. I was building up the anticipation. It was a rematch of 2 teams who played in the finals last season. Not necessarily the same players, but come on now. You want to see a competitive gameplay. 4v5 was not it. So unfortunately, we did see, that happen. Today, they'll have their moment of redemption. They're going to play a little bit earlier than they did last week. But without further ado, guys, we are actually ready to start up game number 2, Search and Destroy on Meltdown. Predictions. I need to hear from Flo, dude. Are they going to take it at 2, Rog White?
If I am talking from a content point of view, I'll go for XO because I want them to surprise us. If I'm just basing my opinion on what I've seen so far from both teams, I would say that Rog White looks a bit stronger tonight. But I want XO to surprise me as much as they could. So please 6-0 the Rog White roster and bring us into game 3.
I am all for game 3, but realistically speaking, if they play anything like that hardpoint, I know that hardpoint doesn't translate. I'm going to go ahead and assume that the guys over at Rog White are going to take this in a 2-game series. So we'll see how it pans out. We're waiting on one screenshot to come through. You know this roster better than I do. Who's going to be sniping here? Is it going to be...
There's no Lucky here, so I might say that Dark Wizard is going to be the one wearing and taking the sniper. But I might be wrong because I've seen some of them using it as well. So I don't really know about Cosmos and Cesar. I've not really watched them that much in the past few months, so I don't know what's the roster composed by. I might say Dark Wizard because I remember him just being a great snipe. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe Cosmos is going to go for it. I remember Cosmos using the Arctic, but as it's something that is banned now, maybe he's going to go for the Loricus. I'm going to be surprised. Even on the other side, I can't tell you who's going to be using the sniper, to be fair. So I'll just keep the suspense until the end and figure it out when the game starts. But there's something I wanted to point out about Tragic. The fact that they lost against Elevate in the 4v5, I think yeah, that's super unfortunate for Elevate because they've just been dominating the entire scene for the past few months, just winning every single main events in the EU scene. I think now everyone, every competitive team in the EU scene needs to be worried about Tragic because 2 players stepped in that are Drari and Shift, usually formerly playing for Hammers. They finished top 4 in the World Champs in the EU section. These players are just a game changer for Tragic. They're giving so much space for them to play with. They are a disaster, MVPs almost every single time. So really, you have to be worried about the new Tragic roster now. I'm pretty sure they might be reaching the top of this mobile Mayhem League.
After that comment, dude, I'm actually more interested in seeing Tragic play Thursday than anything then, because seeing them play in the hardpoint on Summit, which, you know, it's a smaller map, they played surprisingly well, but I'm going to be honest with you, the guys over at Elevate fried. They still, I think 3 of them still went positive, which was crazy in my opinion.
Oh.
We are going to see the initial trades come through. Creed picks up 1 and Caesar, but Jazz actually gets the refrag. Dark is going to be super weak. Jazz going to pick up another. Balance is going to be spotted. Balance is going to get some shots on him, but Yoka is going to actually come through and finish that kill off. Yoka going to take down Dark. That's going to leave a 1v1 situation as Karma and Yoka, both with 2 frags apiece, going to go head-to-head here. And Bomb is down right on the gear side of the map. Karma's going to pick it up. Yoka's going to take a shot. He's going to be 1 HP, or 5 HP. Is going to get the kill. That's going to give the first round to the guys over at Rock White.
Oh my god, these Yoka just went a bit greedy there, jumping straight into the open on the B-bomb side, trying to go for a 360 into Karma, but it seems like that's the Karma that spanked him back as Karma managed to get the frag. 3 kills for him so far. They're all rushing towards the A side, and the side is almost unattended, and I was fortunately right about Dark picking up the sniper, even if he didn't do any damages so far. Yoka is going to be something you have to be scared of, as he's sitting on top of his own room. Creed gets the trade. Cesar with the -2. Seems like that's a full A control. Cesar is going to go for the 3rd, but no, it falls down. And Yoka, last player standing now in a 1v3. The bomb is still dropped on the side. Is going to go for a plant now. And he's just sitting by these pwn stairs. Karma picking in front of him. And that is the revenge now in a 1v2. I'm pretty sure he's able to do that, but he's going to be playing passively just for picks for a few seconds.
Going to have to take out Dark Wizard and Cosmos and get this defused. He has a little bit of time. With Dark Wizard being in the position that he is in, going for the full flank here as I see him go through the ramp side of mid, this might make it a little interesting. I see Cosmos actually rotating back and forth, back and forth. Yoka trying to get into sight. He's going to make his first shot and miss. That might give away his location. He takes out 1. Dark is going to be there to get the cleanup, though. He was able to get the shift back from mid into the nuclear side of the map, and we are going to see a back-to-back round win for the side of Rock White as they are up 2-0 in this search and destroy on the brink of 2-0ing against XOXO. And I'm reading in chat, yes, Creed did join XOXO after Huracan did disband, so we're going to see an A push again. Dark absolutely bodying kids. Leader goes down early. Fates picks up 2 even in the playing field and actually giving a 2-man advantage. Dark going to spot Creed now in a 1v3 situation. 1v2. Yoka gets the refrag. That's going to be the first round in favor of XOXO. So 2-1 after 3 rounds. This 4th is going to decide if Rock White is going to have the advantage before the flips. Or are they going to split it here? So some anticipation as XOXO on the brink of being 2-0. They have to fight back, man. They're going to do it on the backs of Yoka. Yoka's hitting the shots today.
Yoka is on fire, dude. Almost 100% accuracy. At least 5 shots out of 6 were being hit. But the thing is, I think, after thinking about it for a second, I think that this is one of the only search and destroy map that is more T-sided than CT-sided. Like, the rotations on that map are taking so long and that are so awkward just because of the close quarter fights every time. I think it's actually harder to go for a retake on that map than on any other ones. Like, when you go on raids for a retake for search and destroy, I think it is easier than on this meltdown map. But so far, the CT side that is composed by EXO is doing great as they are tying up the game 2-2 and stepping into this final round on each side.
I have to agree with you on that. The retakes for that B push was much better. Yoka absolutely lasering right now. 9 kills, as he did get a lot of help from his player Faints. Faints picked up 2 big frags. Oh my god, and Yoka is destroyed as he made his way into that office building. Dark was right there to just answer his call. That positioning was not a good one off the rip, as I see. Oh my god, Dark, another shot takes out Leader. That's going to be a 1v2. Dark going to be inside of the spawn side of his office building. He's going to have Jazz with bomb in hand. They're going to be making their rotations over to the B side of things. Creed going to be full flaking back to his spawn and eventually making his way over to the sniper perch, I assume. As we do see the bomb go down. 45 seconds are going to be put back on the clock. And Creed is going to have to take out Dark Wizard and Jazz in order to get this defused.
Oh, it's going for the slide, but won't be connecting enough bullets to take one of them down. That's these 3 rounds now for BK Rock White. 2 for EXO, and EXO is going to show us the attacking skill from now on. Let's see who they're going to be, where they're going to be heading towards and committing into as the round start. It seems like they're going to go for an A. What about the defender side, though? We'll have 2 players rotating towards the bomb side as well. They're trying to push aggressively towards the stairs, but Dark is waiting with the nade. Trying to scope in. Will connect in a few bullets, though. They have a full control over the area now, but only Karma goes for a flank. Will get shotted down pretty easily by Creed. Dodging all these bullets. Jazz gets the trade. That is back to 3v3. That is the disaster now for Rogue White. Just being decimated all around this area. It seems like it's going to be like a 4v2 now in the favor of EXO.
4v2 indeed, and I do see Dark actually lose his teammate with Caesar being taken down. He does get 1, so a 1v3 much more manageable than a 1v4. Dark played his area here on the spawn side of Office, makes his way through mid. We are going to see a 1v3 ensue. He picks up an MP7. I'm assuming he baited for those shots. He's going to get spotted by Faints. The slide peek is going to come advantage. The round is going to go in favor of XOXO as they tie things up. 7th round. After seeing this much gameplay, I'm assuming that we are going to go to a round 11 because it is just neck and neck all around. I don't think anybody has an advantage on this map. Neither team has really, made an effort in the department of consistency. It's just been round and round, back and forth, and here we are tied up. 4v4 going to ensue here as Caesar takes down Yoka early. That's a big frag for Rogue White. Bomb is going to be planted at A. Faints and team have made a decent setup, and with only 4 players alive and a 4v4 about to ensue, A is probably one of the messier sides to defend, in my opinion. With that being said, Karma does pick up 1. Dark picks up another. Kree going to get a refrag. Dark's on a run. He picks up another. Faints is going to spot him. Now, Faints is going to be spotted by Caesar, and Caesar gets the better of that gunfight. They are going to get the defuse, and as I said, defending A with 4 players is much more difficult than anything, in my opinion. I feel like once you lose a player, you might want to skirt back. Unless you have like a 2 or 3 man advantage, it's just not a good move, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was a bit greedy, let's say that, from the side of Greed, but they played well. It seems like the A rush is working well for them, at least for the entire time. They manage every time, and they're able every time to plant that bomb, but Dark was just a bit... I think he got angry that round. We've seen Keem and Cesar picking 2 frags each. Creed, he's going to get the trade. Now, Balance is going to get a trade straight up on Jazz. And now, that is still a 4v4. The bomb is still going to go down on A. Same scenario. Is that going to be the same ending, though? This time for EXO, are they going to pick up a 4th round up for their side, or is Banker Rogue White able to clutch this up again in a 4v4? Karma and Cosmos are going to be flanking straight on Yoka, but Yoka is going to be holding the line, or just sitting next to these stairs with a sniper. I don't think that is the best position, and as I talk about this, yes, he's going to get punished by Karma straight away. Fence finds 1, Creed last player standing, and it sounds and looks like we're going into a round number 9 with 5 rounds for the side of BK Rogue White.
That is, they're going to be on game point going into this next round. And as I will continue to say, A is just very difficult to maintain and hold with only 4 players. You don't have that 5th man to cover the spawn side of the ladder staircase of that nuclear side of things. And we are going to see a B push now from XOXO, which I'm not saying this is predictable, but it might be something that one would have easily predicted. But as I say that, I do see XOXO with a series of trades that leads them with a 2-man advantage. That was quickly gone. Oh my God, what happened there? That was over before it even started.
Well, I swear. Well, okay then. It seems like they wanted us to the last round to be like John Cena. You can't see me. And that was true because we haven't seen any of that final round. We've just seen the BK Rog white roster decimating the enemies. And unfortunately for EXO, we pretty much guessed it before. We've seen how strong they looked on this hard point for the side of BK Rog. And we said, okay, if they don't wake up and just surprise us entirely on the Search and Destroy, it's going to be even harder for them to take at least one game against the Spanish roster. But it seems like it really was a great night and a great series for Rog White. And I hope that the XO is going to take that as a lesson and come back even stronger the next session on Thursday that you'll be casting with Imperium. Pretty sure they're going to bring us some more action for that.
I hope indeed. And as we say that, take a look at the scorecard here. Caesar goes 12-6, 8-7 for Jazz. Overall, it was a... with the exception of Caesar's the other one in double digits. It looked like it was a pretty even scorecard for both teams. Rog White obviously having the advantage there as they take the series 6-3. They take the series in 2. They are going to be awarded 20 points. That's actually going to take us to our first intermission. So we are going to hear from the guys over at Activision, followed up by an exclusive interview with Maxos, guys. Stay tuned as we are going to get started with that.
Mobile Mayhem interview, we've got Maxos, and you know, at the top of the overlay it says player interview, but for the first time we've got an org owner on the interview. So it's I'm excited about it because most people don't get insight into what it's like to run an org and manage teams and kind of enter the competitive space for a new game. So I appreciate you hopping on. Thanks for joining me for the interview.
Thanks for having me here.
So both of us are a little bit older than the average mobile gamer out there. So, you know, and a lot of times I talk to people, I'm like, hey, what was your first game? And they're like, oh, COD Mobile was my first game. or you know, one of the many mobile games that have come out in the past 5 or 6 years, but it's a little bit different for both of us. So when did you start gaming? What were some of the first games you played?
Pretty young when I started, single digit age. One of the first games that I really remember, GoldenEye, Mario Kart 64, all the way back to like Atari, I forget what it's called, the one with the ships where you're just flying
like the
upwards.
Space Invaders and
Space Invaders. Yeah, like that was like when gaming was garbage.
Yeah, garbage and
intro.
also pure at the same time.
Even like Pong and original Pac-Man where you just had the joystick and you plug it into your TV.
Yeah, man. GoldenEye 007 GoldenEye was my real introduction to shooting games, and I've been hooked for probably 30 years at this point. But yeah, that's awesome. So so for you, the transition to mobile gaming obviously happened later. Did you ever compete in mobile games before you kind of got into the org ownership and everything else with that?
In mobile specifically, no. I've competed for fun, just within some lower level events. Within Brawl Stars, we had kind of a meme team that was called Aphelion Bots after we started the org that actually got top 30 in North America from a monthly qualifier. But it was just for fun. Never really took competition serious in the mobile space. My competition was console back in the day.
And so with Aphelion, what kind of inspired you to start the org and get into the kind of administrative and running teams and getting involved in competition as an org owner?
So previously myself and our original founders and the folks who came together to start the organization, we previously worked for other high-level organizations weren't really happy with how they were run, what happened there, and ultimately led us to decide that we were going to start our own organization so that we could do things how we felt they should be done. And that was primarily in the mobile space in the last 2.5 to 3 years, when I re-entered the mobile space from the job market, and realistically up till August of 2019, myself and the rest of us had worked for other groups. And like I said, just weren't happy with where we worked, how it was run, the opportunities that were given to us. And so we decided to take a shot at doing it ourselves and never look back.
Oh, that's awesome. So how does that start, right? Like you can, there's plenty of people out there that'll decide to make a name for their little group with their friends and put it on Twitter. But what does it take to actually get an org off the ground, competing, profitable? Those are some huge challenges.
I'd say for the majority, like not considering like, Nade Shot or, Chief Pat of like, long-term history in the industry, like kind of knowing the ins and outs and then going at it, like that's kind of a very rare majority, or a very rare minority. The majority of groups, they're really ultimately kind of like starting as like a dollar and a dream, just kind of like, oh, this is cool, and I'm passionate about it, so let's give it a shot, not really knowing, and it's kind of trial by fire. So I would say going into it myself, we didn't really have any understanding of what we were going to face. We kind of had a raw understanding of what we were going to do, build an organization covering multiple games. And it's kind of like, the best laid plans of mice and men, it's, you don't really know what you're doing, but you have that plan and you just kind of, go at it. And from there, the challenges that we faced ultimately kind of just built us up and up and up. And from that, we learned how to manage teams, how to create structures, how to overcome issues that are just thrown at you. And that just kind of builds you along a path. It's definitely not something to do if you just want to do something easy in this industry. Being a team manager, being a staff member, player, content creator, none of them are easy, but it's definitely different than trying to build a whole project from scratch, similar to those that built Mobile Mayhem. It's not just something you wake up one day and you're like, let's build an empire.
Yeah. And I mean, what I think a lot of people don't realize is building a gaming organization with competitive teams, it takes you away from time to play games more than it gives you more time to play games, which is an interesting factor, right? You really need to be focused on the organization and its future and competition possibilities and all of that. And all of that adds up to less time in the game.
It's an interesting dynamic because if you're just a shadow figure in the background, people aren't really going to connect with you. You're not really going to have a connection to the folks that are a part of the organization or are candidates or are being scouted. So it's kind of a dynamic of you have to be hands-on and also be hands-off, and finding that balance of like when to be hands-on, when to be hands-off. How do you juggle both? Often playing with players, staff members, whatever else, to kind of humanize yourself and make sure that everybody knows,
build some relationships.
Yeah, and that you're not just like some scary, man behind the curtain.
You're not the suit.
Yeah, you're not like the Wizard of Oz just behind the curtain. They pull it open and they're like, wow, okay, this isn't what I expected. So there is a balance, but yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like the amount of time that I have and a lot of our high staff have to just like mess around and be like, oh, I'm out walking my dog. I'll like, open my phone at the end of it and like queue for a game. And then by the time I walk back in, I can play a game real quick in between that and coming back to my desk to work, or
fitting it in.
Yeah, like, you're going out to do groceries or, whatever else. Like, okay, we'll just, throw in a game real quick. It's either that or like late at night. And most people are either like playing with a team or are already asleep for work the next day, or it's the weekend.
Yep.
Maxall's bringing us a different aspect of the game as the manager standpoint, definitely interesting. This is a 3-part interview, guys. So between the Elevate and, man, this is a 3-part interview. I don't think we're going to be able to see the third part. If that's interesting, maybe we'll extend stream. I'm sitting here thinking maybe with a 4-game series, we'd be able to see the third game. So we'd be able to, you know what? I'm not even working the logistics of it out. We'll watch the last of it after the third game of our series today. The next series, we are going to see a Team Elevate taking on Ultima. We've got map picks and map bans up. Flo, what you got?
So, for this match number 2 between Elevate and Ultima, we'll be getting a hot point on Red as our map number 1, a Search and Destroy standoff as our map number 2, and if we go this time until game 3, that's going to be an Hackney domination. About Elevate, they decided to ban the Search and Destroy on Tunisia, and for the gun, they banned the DRH. Understandable. ASM10 is still going to be inbound as Ultima decided to ban the QQ9 and the hot point on Hackney. So, QQ9s are banned, and a DRH. So I might guess that we'll see a lot of and the ASM10 spammers and abusers, but that is the meta currently, so you can't really blame them for that. I think the QQ9 will be even worse, because I remember a match when both teams messed up on the weapon bans, and they forgot basically to ban the QQ9, and this entire series, that was a BU5, there was only 5 matches, with 10 QQ9s in the game. So I think that banning the QQ9.
Watch, right?
I swear. I was like, I was laughing out, like crying, because like, no way that is taking place.
Everybody
no
dropped 40 kills that game, I assume. 40 kills, yeah. If it was a summit game, a domination or a hardpoint, I guarantee you everybody dropped 40 kills and everybody died 40 times.
There was a summit in it. There was a summit in it. That was a disaster, dude.
I'm looking at the remainder of our games today, and actually we have one matchup. The last matchup of the day does not have a QQ9 ban, so we might actually see 8 to 9 QQ9s in the third and final matchup of the day. But before we even do that, we are going to go ahead and jump into that hard point on Raid. First game is going to start up. Elevate, that's right, they have 5 players in the building right now. They're looking to get on the board as they did not receive any points from last week, having to 4v5, very unfortunate. My guy Spy is alive and well. He is going to be in the building for the guys over at Elevate, so we're going to be on board with him as he unfortunately dozed off last week, and man, I hated to see that.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I trust you on the fact that was a pain for your eyes. But now they're back in the 5v5. Let's see how strong they will be performing tonight. And wasn't that wrong? We do see a few ASM10s actually, but it seems like... Wait, is Pana going with the AGR? Yes, he is. AGR? Is that a gun that is reliable? I didn't even know that gun was used in ranked or even in these tournaments. I didn't know that this gun was reliable, at least as much as you could use it compared to Fennec, a QQ9, a QXR. I don't think that is a great choice. What about you? Do you think that is a gun that is reliable on these matches?
I feel like players should use what they're comfortable being played with, but the AGR, the AUG, I don't think that's the move. Even with the 5.56 rounds, it's not a viable option, you know. But to each their own, and you find yourself with an HVK, and 117 is even a viable option on this map. As I see Spy rocking, he's got a Predator missile as he's worked his way up through that. He has picked up multiple kills inside of the hill, as well as some OBJ time. So Spy, great addition. We are seeing Turu make their debut onto the Elevate team for this Mobile Mayhem season. A great pickup for Elevate indeed, as you know, they're headed by Marky and Yaya and Saturns as well. Saturns, bro. This Elevate roster is hella stacked. Hella stacked. I know we were talking about Tragic earlier, bro, but I can't look past the fact that they've got Spy, Saturns, Turu, Yaya, and Marky in the building, and I have to stop and think, like, if that was a 5v5 against Tragic the other day, it could have went the other way rather quickly, and, you know, unfortunately, we weren't able to see that, which, in my eyes, it just did not do us justice. P number 2, we're sitting here talking, I'm sitting here talking rambling, but we are going to see P2 go down in the books, and I'm not yet seen a single point from the side of Ultima. This is not a good sign for them as they are down heavily in the points department and are getting out-fragged left and right.
Yeah, as soon as I said the yeah thing, I thought about this meme with the kid that is playing basketball. Yeah. But yeah, to be fair, that is a flawless, almost a flawless lead so far. They only managed to prove me wrong, getting 2 frags. Blends getting into the control, getting a few frags. The thing that is one of the saddest that we have to say about Elevate is that the current roster that they are using for this Mobile Mayhem League is not even the final one that will be playing for the champs, the upcoming champs, because if I'm not wrong, Spy is under 18, so if the tournament is running with plus 18s only players, that's going to be a disaster for a lot of teams. So I'm fingers crossed. I hope they will be able to play with maybe a parent's authorization, these sort of stuff. I know that it has been running on other games, and this was still allowed for LANs tournament and stuff. But please, if this roster is currently playing Elevate, everyone from every single region need to be scared about Elevate. Just remember this.
Yeah, they definitely have to be scared because, you know, with the addition of Saturn's, Turu in the mix, it's definitely, you know, they're cornering the market with talent, bro. Saturn's right now 17 kills popping off. He's gotten a Pred twice. He's gotten the cluster in the bag as well that he has yet to use it. He's on the brink of getting another one, as it looks like. No, he's on the brink of getting another Pred missile. He is about 200 points away from that, and only about maybe 800 away from getting that cluster. So he's going to go ahead and swap over to the Finnick that he picks up off the ground. 164-7. That's just going to go ahead and tell you how OP the guys over at Team Elevate are. As you have mentioned, Spy not going to be able to participate in that champ series. They are full effect here, bro. Go ahead and rain some terror on the Mobile Mayhem scene for as long as you can. As we do see Saturn's pick up his 20th kill with the Predator missile. I would have to think, how old is Spy, if you don't mind me asking? Is he 17, 16?
Yeah, I think he's around that. Maybe 16, if I'm not wrong. Spy, you're gonna tell us in the chat. And the most surprising thing is that if you add Yaya plus Marquis, you get the kill amount of Saturn's. Basically, he's worth 2 players so far. Saturn's is incredible. I remember him. I think he was playing for Aphelion for some times, but then he decided to move into Elevate because Elevate was basically dominating the scene. That has to be one of the greatest picks from Elevate, the smartest one as well. Just picking, flanking the back. There's somebody pushing from bank. He's going to go straight into this P5. Get shredded by Ipana from beyond, but it's only trades over trades over trades. Yeah, doing a great job as well at covering this hill as he'll be holding it. They only need 40 points to reach the 250 and make it 1-0 for Elevate. But I think, according to the score amount now, we might say this game is close and soon to be over.
Yeah, I don't think the guys over at Ultima, with all due respect, I don't think they're going to reach that 50-point marker. They may not even reach 20 with the way that the guys over at Elevate are playing right now. It's just, it's pretty frightening to watch. You know, this is what you got to play with all throughout the season. We don't have divisions anymore. It's the best 6 teams move on. They had a stunted first game due to the fact of not having full 5 players, bro. But let's just be honest, man. This is probably one of the best teams I've been able to spectate, and you know, with the level of competition that they have in front of them, Ultima's no pushover. Naples, we've seen Sim pop off and Ipana at any given moment, but it just looks like they are nerfed playing against Elevate. Elevate in a league of their own at the moment. 5 points is all they need now for the first dub, and I don't think they're going to struggle to get it.
Yeah, I do actually feel bad for Ultima. 250-14. I think, to be fair, if they did that game in France, I'm pretty sure they will go to jail because this is illegal, I have to say.
It's
basically illegal.
If the cops see this, we might all go to jail for witness and be.
I swear.
we'd be accomplices because we had aided and abetted these guys, and we encouraged this kind of behavior. And good God, man, the 250-14. This is
oh my God.
This is definitely going to make for a 2-0 series if Ultima can't come back here in this search and destroy.
If I put Saturn's in front of a judge, he will say he's guilty for being a beast. Saturn's is just incredible, dude. He's just incredible. And Elevate, the way they performed tonight, I think they got their revenge. Even if that wasn't against Tragic, they're just sending them an indirect message saying, you see how strong we are when we are 5-man army? Let us rematch. Let us go for a rematch. So I'm hoping...
I'd love a rematch.
I don't see any possible way, if I'm being honest. Sorry to be pessimistic, but Ultima, if you don't step up in this next game, I might smell, and that's sad to say, I might smell this 6-0. I don't want this to happen because this will be maybe considered as humiliation and stuff, but Elevate, they just want to show their strength, and they will take any occasion, they won't miss any opportunity to show how strong they are. So, mind your gamer, Ultima, it's going to be a hard time.
It is going to be a hard time. As I say that, Saturns is an animal. He goes 24-7 and 2 minutes and 45 seconds on the 2 minutes and 44 to be correct. Also, triple positive +3. Spy 2 minutes and 53 seconds on the hill. He goes 16-8, double positive. And if you look at the scorecard for the side of Ultima, Naples, the only player able to go positive, but nobody. Let's go ahead. 14 total points. Nobody even getting close to that 10-second marker, let alone putting up any other stats that could be of notice. So very unfortunate start for the guys over at Ultima. They are just getting outmanned and outhandled. And if we were in front of a judge, we would be screaming bloody murder after that game. So you are calling it a potential 6-0 if the guys over at Ultima can't answer that brutal beatdown in the first game. Ultima has every opportunity to win this next game. Will they be able to strategize and come up with something that will be able to, sustain as much of a battle as they put up the last game? I don't know. Standoff is. I feel like it could go either way. If you have an on day, which if Ultima can put that game behind them, yeah, they might be able to come back. But Standoff's one of those maps where I feel like if you have momentum, especially after a game like that, you might just continue that same kind of momentum.
You might, yeah. As a Standoff Search and Destroy is one of the OG map they used to play in Scream Wars. Remember the SFR rotation, the Standoff Search and Destroy, Domination Firing Range, and Raid Hardpoint? Oh, I loved it. I loved it. But now the Search and Destroy in 6 rounds. On Standoff, you're definitely right when you say when you're on a good day, on an on day, you might be just slapping the enemies. But I'm not going to repeat myself. I'm keeping the same position, the same opinion. Maybe we'll see them popping off, and maybe Search and Destroy their mode. I haven't seen Ultimate play with these rosters so far, and even more in the Search and Destroy. So that might be interesting. We've seen that. If we compare that to the last match we've been watching together between BK, Rock, White, and XO, the Search and Destroy game was actually a bit closer and a bit tighter than the Hardpoint one. So I might say that's going to be the same case scenario, but this time the domination from Elevate was stronger than during the last round. So I might say it smells bad. Smells really bad for Ultima or Ultima. I'm sending you all the power that I can from where I am, sending you the beast power, trying to get you on top and at least get around. If I'm not asking too much, please at least get around.
I feel like we should award them 1 point for winning 1 round. So if
yes,
I felt like that's to be the situation, right? That's to be like a mercy rule for Ultima right now. But I'm not gonna speak any further on that first game. It just, oh my god, if Ultima is able to somehow pull out a W here. I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. With the way that the gun skill and the ability to slay they got. It looks like everybody for the side of Elevate is a Slayer role, and it's gonna be tough. Ultima's gonna have to try their best here to compete, but ultimately, guys, Elevate is in a league of their own, dude. They are ruling with an iron fist at the moment. They didn't show any mercy, and they shouldn't. This is a game of you win or you lose, and you should give your opponents any hope. And, I mean, they pretty much strangled the life out of Ultima in that first game. If Ultima is somehow able to manage to put that game behind them and have a decent Search and Destroy, I will be surprised. And if we see a Game 3, I will be even more surprised. So, ultimately, it's in the hands of the guys over at Ultima, though. Are they going to show up and put on the backs of Naples? Naples played significantly better than the rest. I'm not sure if those guys were having connection issues or not, but I don't know if you can have an excuse for that last game. So put it behind you. This new game is going to be completely different. Start the series over. You're down 1-0, sure, but play this like it's going to be your last one because it could potentially be for the day at least.
Yes, so we need Ultima to collect themselves and bring us some more action and suspense to get us into this domination game, as the domination will be on a hot point. Oh no, an Acne Yard, sorry. So if they go into the Acne Yard one, that could be an interesting one to watch, even without these operator skills and score streaks. But it seems like the game is going to start, so no more for now. Good luck to both of these teams. May the best team wins. And let's see what future you got for both of these rosters.
We're going to see potentially no... I'm going to go ahead and assume that there's not going to be a sniper for the side. Oh, never mind. Marky is actually going to go ahead and pull out the DOQ. I do see him with that in hand. And we are going to have the first round begin. Marky going to be making his way to this top blue building. He is going to spot nobody as they are on the inside of market. Two players rotating through the market side of the map. We are going to see a jump from... what looked like maybe Pana, if I'm not mistaken, over the box side of things. Not going to result in anything, but a slow start as well as it should be. You know, you got to play this as conservatively as possible. Focus on the fact that you are down 1-0 in the series, but very much so in the search and destroy off the rip. So play your quarters, play your angles. Don't play too aggressively. Play for picks. And as I say that, Naples picks up the first one. Yaya goes down. So that is a great start for Naples. Can they convert that into some action here in this first round of Search and Destroy? We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, Yaya got a bit greedy there. I think he got straight punished. I've seen Spy pushing a bit aggressively towards the tank by the Stadio, and it seems like with a great positioning from him, but the rotation is finally inbound. They're all pushing towards the side. Mark is going to take one down, tries to go for the repeat, and knows there's somebody behind the tractor. Two blends will be hiding, and Naples finds the follow-up shot. Trying to go for Saturns. That is another nade that is connecting. Oh, and Saturns will be dying again. First round goes on the side of Ultima, and so yes, here goes your points in the scoreboard, in the score scene. You could get even more. You can get at least 5. You could get to 6 rounds. Come on, that's your main objective. I believe in you guys, and that first round was actually great. Even if they play it passively, they play it surely but slowly, and that is how it works. If it keeps working that way, don't change the strategy. Keep going for that.
Yeah, with these guys being as kill hungry as they are after having I mean, they pretty much feasted on Ultima in the first game. Let's just be real. With the way that they played that hard point, you would assume that they're going to play aggressively in the Search and Destroy, and that's not what you need to do. Marky is going to be spotted and taken out in the very beginning of the second round by Naples. Naples up to 4 kills. Blends is going to be traded as Yaya picks up his first kill. We are going to see a gas station push from Turu, which is interesting. Yaya taking out Pana as Yaya picks up his second kill. Yaya pick up his third kill, pushing aggressively through Granny's, pays off. Will that convert to a round in favor of the guys over at Elevate as they spot one? Yaya, flawless.
The ace!
5 kills, the ace. Yaya, OP, yes.
Not even making a sentence, just saying 3 words that are related. Yaya, OP, yes.
Yes, yes. Simple as that. Picks up the kill.
Yaya.
Yeah.
He got so mad from getting killed in the first round, like just getting headshotted behind this A-bomb, a glitch, and now it seems like he wanted to get his revenge and he did it great, but Spy is going to be in the top position, almost getting one, gets the slay. What is that from Spy? Getting a 3rd kill! They're just going crazy now. The last one is on the stadium with Nutbars. Haven't said his last words. He's going to get from like 2 dude. Yaya got the last round. Spy managed to survive on this one. That was incredible, and these players just running around the tractor area was impressive, bringing the lead back to the side of Elevate, making it a 2-1 as we're stepping into this strand than before, and that I'm actually so impressed by what's going on now. Verdict.
Oh, absolutely. Spy getting the, or not Spy, but Yaya getting the ace in the second round. Now we are seeing a much, you know, I guess much more focused because they played aggressively in the first round. They played aggressively in the second and third now. We are going to see some more aggressive gameplay, but it's going to be more focused towards the objective. You got to stay alive. And Spy, Yaya, all of these guys playing super well. Spy picks up Primza. Saturn takes out Pana. 3rd straight round in favor of Elevate. You know, that first round, I'm starting to think, was it a fluke or was it something that, you know, the guys over at Ultima just were, you know, they were ready for the Search and Destroy. It's starting to look like they lost a little momentum. They lost a lot of focus as they've lost 3 straight rounds. Can they keep these guys over at Elevate back long enough in order to get another point on the board? I'd be surprised if they do.
To be fair, I don't think we can actually blame the Ultima roster, because in the first round they played passively, and so did the Elevate roster, and it seems like Elevate are performing way better when it comes to aggressive playstyles every time. We've seen that. They won 3 rounds in a row, as you mentioned, just destroying the enemies. As soon as they caught them off guard, they got the kills every time, they got the trades every time, and even the triples, the 5-man, the ace. Spy is going to be on the same position, getting the trade, 1-for-1, Yaya coming from behind, and that is only going to be Sem, the man, the myth, the legend, in a 1v2, trying to go for that bomb plane. Yaya is running in front of him, just sliding left and right, and he's going to destroy him in the end, slapping him straight in the face. 4 rounds, they're retaining now on the other side. I'm impressed because the aggressive playstyle from Elevate, I didn't think that could work that well against Ultima.
I didn't think so either, and I've got 3 words to say on that. Yaya, OP, yes. That is absolutely right. He is up to 8 kills now as he is abusing this Finnick. And we're going to see a very aggressive A push as we do see Primza go down. Yaya's weak. Marky's taken out. Saturn's also traded in the deal. We're going to see Churu with the backside push on the A push. He's going to take 1. He's going to take 2. He's going to get caught reloading, and now it's going to be Sim versus Spy in a 1v1. Sim in a very powerful position as he's going to be in this head glitch area on Tractor. He's going to be peeking left and right as he should. Spy not going to be able to get a single shot landing on Sim. We're going to see him reposition, and Spy, my God, 200 IQ gets on the other side of this this car side of things. And I don't know why Sim pushed out from that head glitch. I'm not 100% sure why he did that.
I think, actually, Spy playing on the timing. Sam knew that Spy was just proning and crouching on these tanks, so he wanted to get the information. As soon as he saw that the enemy wasn't picking anymore, he just tried to get another pick to surprise him from a different angle, and I think he missed the fact that Spy rotated towards this red car. So that was a timing, unfortunate position and play from Sam, but well played from Spy, just baiting the enemy for his intention. And as we're stamping in what might be the final round of that series between Ultima and Team Elevate, the bomb this time is going to get planted pretty early into... No, not pretty early, but he's going to get planted into A. Into B. Oh, I'm going to miss every single letters in that sentence.
A, B, C. There's no C here, so just
1, 2, 3.
Easy as 1, 2, 3. That's right. Pana, Primza, and Sim are going to be the last 3 players alive. As I say that, Pana is just absolutely demolished. Yaya continuing with his rate of terror. He's going to spot Sim. Sim getting hip fired. Get blasted hit. Hip fire again from Yaya. Yaya, OP. Absolutely. We're going to see 6-1. So 1 round was in favor of Ultima. Ultimately, they were not up for the challenges. We do see Elevate take this series in 2. Not as bad of a beatdown as the Hardpoint, in my opinion. I felt like Ultima could have, turned things on at any point, but just weren't able to do so. We are going to see Elevate take the series in 2. They're going to get 20 points. And guys, let's go. We are already through the second series of the day. This is going much quicker than it did Thursday, which I'm not excited of because we got Flo in the building. Definitely want to see a little bit more action from both of us. But with that being said, we'll take a look at the scorecard here. Yaya goes 11-2, only dies 2 times. And that was once in the first round. Gets the ace the second round to back it up. So we'll forgive him of those 2 deaths. 6-4 for Spy. Saturns goes 6-4. The scorecard will just tell you everything else. Naples goes positive. I'll go ahead and make this. A note of things. Naples not only goes positive in the Search or Destroy, but he also was the only player to go positive for the side of Ultima in the Hardpoint, which was a 250-14 first game. So Team Elevate needs to get nerfed. These guys are just too OP.
I swear, and that is a great upgrade coming from the side of Yaya, because he started with a Yaya OPS and finished and ended the game with a Yaya OP, absolutely. So I think that is a great upgrade. That is glow up from my guy there. The performance that we've seen from Elevate is just... It's even better every day, dude. How can you slow them down? Even a stun grenade is going to make them go faster. I can't understand. I don't really understand what is happening to these guys. They have to be on another planet, another level. They're flying over the enemies. And you know what might be interesting too? The next matchup that we have between Stamina and BK Rock Black. I'm really excited about that one in particular because... Kings. Stamina. Sorry, I keep calling them Kings, dude. I miss them. I miss them a lot, and I want to see how they perform now. It's been a long time.
It has, and before we jump into that series, we are actually going to go into a short intermission that is going to allow us to hear from Activision and then get the second part of our interview. I'm going to see if we can cram that third part in. It might make for a 15-minute session in between games, but we'll see how it does. Kosh coming through with the 19 Raiders. I see you, Kosh. That's what's up, big guy. We are going to be on board with you guys here shortly, but before then, we will be jumping into this short intermission that is going to follow up with the second part of our manager interview, with Max Hoss.
First games that you entered the competitive space as an organization with?
So coming from the prior organization that we worked with on August 10th of 2019, we had a Brawl Stars program, which we had already been well entrenched in Brawl Stars since its global launch. We also had a Call of Duty mobile team coming from the beta. And we had originally a Fortnite mobile group, RIP Fortnite Mobile, which is gone now. So, that kind of got taken off the table. And then from that, we quickly branched into Clash of Clans early on, Clash Royale. Obviously, since COD Mobile was taken off more, Wild Rift is now out. We also platformed over to PC console to an extent, but that's kind of a beast of a different name.
Sure. So you've got some interest in Wild Rift. I know that like with the North America launch, that's really kind of caught fire among a lot of mobile players, and I think it's got a really interesting future as well.
It's an interesting game, but I've taken it as similar to the dynamic of Valorant.
Okay.
When it came out, a lot of people were very, very quick to rush to Valorant because it was, something new. It's something interesting. Everybody likes the shiny new object. Even, Overwatch players retiring, Counter-Strike players retiring to hop over to Valorant. I'm not quite sure who it was, but there was an interview from a Counter-Strike source to CSGO coach, like a longtime coach, was like, you don't, as an org, it's not wise to just jump into a game right off the bat because it takes a year to a year and a half for a game to really stabilize, to see who's actually going to be here for the long haul, who's going to be good continuously and not just good from the start. And a lot of people will be kind of late adopters. They'll come in after meta settles and there's game changes. So Wild Rift definitely is going to be exciting. It brings one of the largest titles in the world to mobile, but it still has a ways to go. The meta has a way to evolve. We'll have to see how events and everything develop. So we're kind of just patiently sitting and watching at this point.
Yeah. And, for a lot of folks, that was the case with Call of Duty Mobile. Coming out of the beta, had a lot of promise, a lot of excitement. And then as the game developed and balance changes happen, new weapons introduced, and a lot of people get behind the game once they realize it's got some momentum, the competitive scene starts up in a much bigger way. And I think that's kind of where we are now with tournament series like Mobile Mayhem really taking off and gaining a lot of popularity and a lot of, really high skill players as teams trying to compete in events.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would say that's exactly what kind of adopted the model we have to Wild Rift, because we came from the beta. For example, we played in what was originally Pro League, Mobile Pro League, which is gone now. We played in their preseason.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So at the beginning.
Literally right at the beginning, our team ultimately got picked up by Tribe, the NA team, because we were such infants as an organization. We just couldn't retain teams and whatnot. So we've us, Tribe, Nova, at the time a couple of others were the first organizations. At that time we were kind of little beta fish in the pond, so I wouldn't even really call us an org at that time, but same name, so we're one of the longest running in the game. But it's kind of it's a marathon, not a sprint. If you're going to jump in early, you can't just, go all in and just devote everything, because things change. Even COD Mobile, it's been a slow build. It's frustrating to see how Champs is slowly developing. BR hasn't had the support. It's had to do with a lot of community support, but it's getting there, and it does have a long life.
Yeah, I think so too. So, and one of the biggest questions that anybody watching might have for an organization owner is, how do you get on the radar of an organization as a player? So do you guys typically look for, if you're looking to add a team or sort of venture into a new game, are you looking to pick up a team that's already formed and playing together, or are you looking at individual players as free agents? Kind of how does that go from the organization owner perspective, recruiting people?
It's kind of like building a house, right? You can't just take a bunch of pieces of wood and just throw them together and call it a house. You have to build a foundation first. So realistically, there needs to be, it's not just player skill. Like, you can take the top 4 or 5, however many players in the world, and just smash them together, and they can just have no chemistry, not like each other, not listen to each other, and the team flops. Doesn't mean the team is bad or that the players are bad. It just means that they can't mesh together to build something.
Sure.
So having at least a base of a team that has chemistry and compete together is the first part. And then ultimately, in combination with that, kind of watching prospect players and those that come up to bolster a roster, because there's always going to be people who kind of lose focus or lose interest or don't necessarily mesh or aren't as good under pressure. There's a lot of possibilities and dynamics that come into play. So it's a bit of both. But if you're looking as a team or a player to get signed, number one, no disrespect to anybody, but scrim results just don't count. Like, that's practice. You need to put some results on the board in events, because at the end of the day, if you want to go to the pro level, it's about event results. If you're the best team in scrims, but you lose in every event, then you're not the best team. So event results are very important. Being able to show up in high pressure situations and execute is number one. And number two, the ability to evolve and adapt. There's no game that is just like, this game that you have right now is how it's going to be forever. Metas change, players change. You can have a team that you're like, oh, these guys are bad. They're not good players and whatever, and their chemistry just supersedes you. Like, under pressure, they make perfect call outs. They're hitting everything. And even sometimes players are like, oh, they're hacking. It's just like, no, their calls are on point.
They're built to show up on game day.
Yep, you like a quarter inch of your head peeks a corner and they pre-shot it and you're gone. And that chemistry can even be more important than skill. So I'd say it's a variety of factors. Gun skill is not enough. Chemistry is not enough. The ability to adapt is not enough. You kind of have to put it into like a pyramid of skills and abilities and find others that you click with to do the same.
Yeah. Mind is, and you cover some of this already, obviously, but somebody who's got great in-game results, looking to try and get into the competitive scene, what's the best advice you have for that guy who's kind of transitioning from being really good at the game to testing themselves in competition and is looking to get picked up by an org?
I would say definitely a great way to do it is initially trialing for teams. That doesn't mean you're necessarily going to make it, but trialing with a team or playing on a lower team. I've seen a number of it in Mobile Mayhem. Even some of the teams where people are like, oh, this team is bad or whatever else, and they're lower level teams, and one person just stands out and hard carries. And everyone's like, oh, okay, they're here to play. Even though your team, might not be up to par, but even just like you can perform yourself, that's an easy way. Another team sees that and they're like, okay, we have this kind of like, we don't have a sub, or we could use a support player, or a main slayer, a sniper, whatever it is. Okay, you're over here on this unsigned team, just throwing the team on your backpack. Here you go. Or even if you're running scrim, some of the lower level tournaments, just working your way up. Rome wasn't built in a day. You don't just have to get on a tier 1 team tomorrow to make it. Like, tons of people had to start their way from nothing and earn their way up, and were looked down on until the point where they weren't.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. Is take every opportunity, look for every opportunity, get in the Discord where people are forming scrim teams, and a team might have an opening. Somebody might know your name from trying to get in those games, and you might get that shot, perform well, and you're on your way. So yeah, it's being hungry, I think, is a big part of that too.
Oh, absolutely. I've seen so much of that where it's like, somebody loses a player, especially an important player, and like you have subs on the team or whatnot, but it's like, who do we get to replace this? Well, who do you know? I don't know. Who do you know? I've heard of XYZ, who's played on these other teams. I hear they're free agents or they're just a sub or the team is unsigned. Maybe we'll reach out to them. Boom, or you just kind of wait your time. They're a good player. That team falls apart as soon as they do.
Yep.
Hey, you want to come over here?
I think the
roster.
ability to adapt as well with the meta changes, like let's say you're a sniper only kind of player and your quick scopes are incredible, and then you're the champion of all no scopes, and then all of a sudden no scopes get a massive nerf. The ability to adjust, play a different gun, play an entirely different class is huge for any kind of player who wants longevity as a competitor.
I think it's similar and akin to like Wild Rift or Brawl Stars or whatever else, where in that, like, you're not just doing one thing. You might kind of have a job or like kind of this is what I'm good at, so this is what we're going to put you. Yeah, but it's not like you're just doing that all the time. Like any MOBA is a great example. Like you can be tier 1 at a specific thing, but if you can't do that thing, what else are you going to do? You're
going to get subbed out.
Yeah. Like if you can only be a sniper, then you're only going to be in if you're a sniper. If you can say, well, I'm not the best, but I can at least hold my own. And, okay, I can't go out and slay, but on OBJ games, I'll live in the hard point.
Yeah.
That'll be my house. I won't leave it. I'll just survive.
Yeah.
Don't have to.
Pick up an SMG and be the best anchor in the game when you can't snipe, Yeah.
It's something at least.
Yeah. And then another factor that I think a lot of, maybe younger players or maybe inexperienced players, I don't know, but the ability to take a loss as well as you take a win, maybe not want to talk as much trash, maybe be a little bit less toxic and just be there for a good time. That the importance of that cannot be understated.
I'll even counter that. The importance of not bragging mid-game because you're doing well is even more important, because if you just gaslight the other team, like, oh, we won 2 in a row in a best of 5, and you're just like, dropping emotes or, whatever else, you can easily incentivize them to be like, guys, pull it together. Let's just run the comeback and reverse sweep. And it literally gaslight them yourselves, where you could have just steamrolled them, but you just kind of, you lit the fire, and now they're angry. They want the win, and they just roll right back through. It's even more important because that can happen to anybody, where you're just like, nope, we're not taking this loss anymore, boys. Pull it together. And you basically kind of just throw it away yourselves.
It's like you shooting bodies gave them all the motivation they needed to win.
Yeah. Now they're like, nope. Okay. We were like, down bad before, but we're not accepting this. And I've seen it so many times in so many games where just that like bravado kind of just gaslights people to put their foot on the pedal and not look back. And it's the same way of like losing, it's never a failure if you learn something. The failure is to either accept failure or to just like turn that into like, oh no, you're bad, blah blah blah.
Twitter anger.
Yeah, man, like just learn and grow. We were all trash at one point in time. There's nobody who wasn't trash at some point in time. Maybe like, 1 per 10 million person, just like, was born, came into sports or video games as like a young kid and is just an absolute prodigy and slapped everybody 24/7. But even they take losses. So
yeah, 100%.
You got to take the wins and the losses together, and that creates your portfolio of being able to execute under pressure.
And I'm sure from an organization owner's perspective, the most valuable people in many situations are the ones with a level head who can kind of bring everybody down, focus everyone else, and kind of keep their cool in those tough situations.
I mean, once you get to the high tier events, it's not like it was back in the early 2000s or the 2010s where like you can reach across the stage and say some craziness to somebody and get away with it. Like you can't and also it's not like you can just rage quit a game and leave. Like you get to the high level, you're on that stage. You're not going anywhere. You have to play no matter what, whether you're getting absolutely ran through or not. Like if you want to get to that level, it's best to use the smaller tiers to prepare, because once you get there, if you're not prepared, somebody else is going to be more prepared than you to deal with the lights, the cameras, the pressure, the tens, hundreds of thousands of viewers or whatever it is, all the people sitting there cheering you on or whatever else. Like if you're not taking the small events and treating them like you would the large events, you're just never going to be prepared.
Yeah, 100%. And as the last question I've got here, what is your favorite game to play when you've got some extra time these days?
Currently right now, Wild Rift.
I'm lost in it, man.
Yeah, same. Out here trying to learn Darius, man, and I'm terrible at it, so it's down bad. Down horrendous. But
yeah, I feel like COD Mobile's my main, Call of Duty as a franchise has my heart, but man, I'm lost in the Rift, and I'm putting up some low damage numbers with Darius and Evelyn right now. I'm trying to rock the map, and it is not working out every game.
I'll say one thing as a benefit as an org owner is I got some people to tap into for the backpacks, and I got no problem living in the backpack. It's warm and cozy in there, and I get across the finish line. So
I feel like every time I play in a Trovo event, I get carried like a baby kangaroo, but it's fun every time.
Hey, listen, getting across the finish line is all that matters. If I'm walking on my own two legs or I'm in the backpack, it's same to me.
Awesome. Well, hey, man, I really enjoyed the interview. This is one of my most fun ones that we've done so far, and everybody loves the kind of higher level perspective that you bring to it. So thanks for joining us today.
Awesome. Thanks for the opportunity. Absolutely love Mobile Mayhem. Appreciate all the work that all of you do. Look forward to competing in it, and look forward to seeing you guys continue to help bolster the scene overall across mobile.
Yeah, we can't wait to see how Aphelion performs this season.
Thank you. Look forward to doing our best.
We are back live. I hit the awa for you guys one time. I might hit it again if I can get Flo to tell me how to do it again, because I feel like I botched that. Stamina taking on Bunker Rog Black. We will be jumping in their VCs for this hard point. We have been waiting for the fifth player to be produced for the side of Stamina, as we are making an exception for the Ramadan that is going on. So Ramadan is obviously a religious practice that we will make an exception for these guys making it back into to the game. We will be gearing up for a best of three where picks and weapon bans. Flo, if you want to take over from there, my guy.
Yes, sir. I'll be doing this, and to be fair, was perfect.
There we go.
It was perfect. So, these matchup between Stamina and BK Rock Black is going to be playing on the 3 different maps if we're going into a full BO3 session. That's going to be Hotpoint instead of for the map number 1, Search and Destroy on Tunisia for map number 2, and Domination Red for map number 3. About the bans, Stamina decided to ban the map Domination, the mode Summit, and no, that's the opposite, to ban the Domination on Summit and the Fennec as a gun. And BK Rock Black decided to ban the Hotpoint Acneod and the DRH. So basically, we might see a lot of QQ9s in that game, even though we'll be playing Hotpoint and standoff. So I think close range guns such as SMGs is going to be a massive change. On Tunisia, I don't really think SMG is that powerful compared to great AR holding the lines, but they might prove us wrong, because all the time when you're playing with the QQ9, you can't even guess what the enemies are going to do with it. So in these series, to be fair, and we'll have the Lisa into BK Rocks Black VC. So I'm even more excited for this final series of the night.
I am absolutely excited, as we have been waiting to jump into some VCs this season. This will be the first time we do it, and what better way to do it than with having the powerhouse of Rog Black in the building. And you know, it was perfect timing. We got FloSkill here. He speaks French. Rog Black, if you didn't know, speaks French. So this is just going to be a perfect combination. I thought it would be the absolute best timing, as we have the combination of the two in the building. So we will be able to get a taste of those VC, those comms. He will be able to translate those for us as every Tuesday we will be having Flo, if he is available, co-casting. So I'm so excited to have you here on Tuesdays. Looking forward to seeing what we have in stock. And we will only have, I believe we're going to have late broadcast on Tuesdays if we can't get scheduling done due to the the situation that we have going on here. Well, not situation, but due to the accommodating of Ramadan. So with that being noted, we do have Narcs in the building for stamina. They're going to have 5. They're not going to have the 4v5 as we do see him enter the lobby. We are very fortunate to see a best of 3. I hope it goes to a game 3. I feel like this series is the most likely to do so, in my opinion. And what a better way to start off than to go ahead and jump into the comms of our guys over at Rock Black. So Rock Black, if we remember from Thursday, took the series over Rock White 2-1. Now, the Hardpoint and the Domination is the maps that they won. And they did it with ease, my guy. I'm not sure what these guys over at Rock Black are on, but to be able to take the Hardpoint and the Domination with ease, it definitely lets you know how OP they are. That might be one of the top contending teams, in my opinion, for the best of 6 for playoffs. What kind of situation are we looking at here with this Hardpoint standoff? How many QQ9s do you think we're going to be seeing, Flo? Let's just be realistic.
I'm gonna make a bet. As these snipers are banned from the regular respawn modes, I might say that we might see a 10-game QQ9. To be fair, Hardpoint, I smell it. The 10 QQ9s coming. I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be a 10 mans using QQ9s.
10 man
If they don't,
QQ9.
I'm surprised.
I'd be
I
surprised
think
too.
that if somebody doesn't go for a QQ9, we might just give him some clouts, because that's going to be the one breaking the meta, trying to go against the meta and the QQ9 abusers. So if there's anybody using the not using the QQ9, dude, everyone needs to pay some respect and spam his name in the chat. Come on, just go for it. Because that won't happen. I think that won't happen. That is the thing.
All right, the 10-man QQ9 will start here shortly. We will see. Actually, there we go. We're going to go ahead and jump straight into the action. Standoff Hardpoint. I was thinking Summit, man. Why was I thinking Summit for some reason?
Because of QQ9 close range, we were talking about this earlier on. Maybe that's why.
That definitely has to be it. With that being...
Oh, Warvac is going for the SM10? No,
Okay.
QQ, no, come on, dude. Come on, QQ.
Fool me once, shame on you.
Look at that. Look. Oh, there's only... Oh, Magix! Magix is going for the HVK, but there's for 9 QQ9s. And I think as soon as Magix is going to get killed by someone, who's going to say, okay, you know what? No, we're going for the QQ9. Just wait and see. Trust me, Magix, as soon as he chokes this, he's going to go for the QQ9.
He's going to get Narcs rather weak, but he is going to pick up the kill onto Toby. He's going to spot Hetty there. That's... Is that Head for Death? That is Head for Death. Head for Death. I don't know if you saw his latest clip on Twitter, bro, but that was absolutely hilarious. I think he posted it yesterday or earlier today. It was just something you have to watch. If you haven't followed Head for Death on Twitter, go ahead and drop him a follow. Follow him on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter too, my guy. We got the links above us. This first hard point is about to go down in the books, and we are going to be jumping straight into the VC. So we're going to go ahead and jump in and make sure we make great use of this P2 transition for Rock Black.
Back alley.
J'ai smoke. Ouais. Les gars, prenez vos smokes.
Prenez vos smokes, back alley. T'es spawn 1. One shot. Top facto et red car. Top facto red car.
Un bottom shop.
Top facto.
Un bottom
Let's go.
granny. Back facto. Un back facto.
Je viens avec toi, Char.
Un bottom pas.
Ouais, top facto.
Back facto encore, back facto encore. Smokez les gars, s'il vous plaît.
One shot dans le point. Et un back facto.
Je smoke mid.
Back facto mort.
Nice.
Mort,
On rentre, allez, on rentre. Y'en a un bottom. Nice.
On prend nos pauses.
Nice.
On spawn.
Prenez les pauses, les gars.
Ça spawn boxy. Un farm encore. Farm top, je suis
Un granny.
Top bus, one shot. Top bleu.
Mort.
Il est... Fais gaffe la nade.
Un
On spawn out.
Un HP farm.
Mort.
Nice. Go next, les gars. Go next.
Ils vont next.
Daily.
Daily 1, Daily 1. Un top bleu et un Daily.
Un shop, il va passer. Ils sont deux statues.
Daily.
Oh, il est passé, Daily Wall. Oh,
Daily wall. Ah, nice. Ok.
All right, guys. I heard a bit of it, and I'm not saying I'm gonna go ahead and even attempt to translate, but I heard a bunch of one shots. I heard a bunch of top market, back factory, Flo. I'm gonna let you take over because you understood pretty much everything that they said, if not everything. But they had a massive retake, and it was a great retake on P2, right?
That was a great retake, and the thing I heard the most in that part, at least, of this retake for P2 for Factory is that they were most of the time asking for smokes. They were saying 30 smokes, just so they can go around. The back factories are really hard control to get through that because that was Toby just sitting in there doing a massive work. And the rotations, they tried to rotate early on, but Grizz, with, not surprising, the QQ9 was spamming in the back alley, getting the triple man down with one magazine. So they actually played it great, but now it's going to be a hard time for them to go through as the top blue is going to already grown out of time and they will need to go to around kitchen. So basically, if we have to talk about these communications, calls were great. They were really asking for these smokes. It seems like this is a big part of their rotation. And now this kitchen side is going to be a hard one to hold. Easy to break, no, hard to break, easy to hold.
Hard to break, easy to hold, and with spawns being the way that they are, we are going to see Rog Black with an initial hold on the this fourth point. We are going to see a 98-65 lead for the side of Stamina. So big shout out to Grizz, who's putting up tremendous numbers. Not able to use the shotguns, of course, but I don't think that's going to matter, dude. As long as the QQ9 is not banned, he's going to slay out. Interested to see what gun he uses if the QQ9 is banned, though. So I know he's used to upfront confrontation, real close confrontation. The QQ9 makes for great usage as it has received a tremendous buff in the most recent update. So with that being noted, you know, I'm definitely interested to see what kind of gun he uses if the QQ9's banned. I want to say he used an AR. He might have used an MP7 or another SMG, but you know, the QQ9 not being banned, it's all free play. We are going to see Rog Black now take the lead as that P4 hold, as you said, hard to get a hold of, easy to hold. They held it very easily. So Stamina and Rog Black are neck and neck going into the reset of hills, 113-98, as we do see an initial hold, but is instantly traded back to Stamina.
That these P4, sorry, by Kitchen was almost unattended and uncontested. Grizz is just doing a massive amount of job by this green area, getting a triple man down again, back at again with some spams. That is a perfect tie, and finally the lead back in the favor of Stamina. They're controlling this garden area, even if there's a really hard one to hold and to retake. I think this is a terrible spot to be in. Grizz is just holding this entire granny position in area, getting these kills and spams done. Magix is still using the HVK, which is really brave from him, and I have to give him some clout and encouragement in the chat because these guys are just popping off with this, getting 13 kills. Xeno surprisingly carrying the team, and Shark is not the MVP for once, and I'm actually surprised and happy about this. Finally, some other players from ROG are shining. Rise and shine.
I have to agree with you. We got to give my guy Magic some clout here, using the HVK, and he's doing it a very great job. And I'll notate one thing of his HVK usage. He's putting himself in a position to not encounter close quarter battles. When P1 was open, he found himself like on the tractor side of the map, and also I believe in the first rotation he was actually on the tank statue side of things. So he found himself in a profitable position to take gunfights in a range that he can actually manage and maintain the order of that fight. So kudos to him as he's put up 15 kills on the board. We'll take a look at the scorecard here. Grizz 24-14, just absolutely abusing the MP5. Narcs 18-12, 20-20 for my guy Inferno. Toby, who was slaying out a little bit earlier on, has found himself in a little bit of a deficit. Zeno 20-17 for Rog Black, 13-20 for Kosh. He's got a multitude of kills in an area of hardpoint time, I guess. As we do see a lead balance shift over to the side of Stamina. Can that be substantial enough going into this third rotation, as we do see Warvac and Rog Black actually make the rotation over to CT take and everything rather early? Will that pay off? It might. It might.
They're trying at least do all these top blue and this blue area. That's going to be a hard one because they are a bit behind the enemies. If they manage to hold almost the entire duration of these P2, P3, my bad, they're going to be having a great timing and some great catch on the delay they do have. But Shark is in the stairs. Shark is trying to contest it. Is being pushed from the left, pushed on the right. Toby is going to shoot him down in the end. We do see a really strong stamina roster, and when we talk about these upcoming champs, the difference between these years and the last year's championship is that this year they do have Grizz in the meta. They do have Grizz in the line, and Grizz is currently carrying the entire team with 33 frags. So I might say that Stamina wasn't a team that was surprisingly performing well in the past few months, but from now on, this is a team that we might consider as one of the best one, and is even going for these kills, straight into the enemies on the Warpack. Is trying to destroy them with the QQ9 again and again and again.
Now, just to keep everyone abreast of the situation, Stamina does have 20 points on the board for the season, as they were able to 2-0 their opponents in Thursday's stream. Tuesday is looking very delicious for them, let's just say. 211 to 146. Rog Black trying to fight for this P4 hold. Magic's going to be the last player alive inside of it. He is going to be taken out, unfortunately. So Stamina off to a decent start in this hardpoint. All they're going to have to do here is just clutch it up. They're going to have to win their gunfights. They're going to have to play to their advantages, as we do see that 5-man QQ9 just absolutely pay off for them, as Inferno 27 kills. Grizz, the man with the plan, 34 on the board. He is just an absolute animal with it. He is going to find himself on the outskirts of this market, fourth hardpoint, fourth and final before the reset. And he is going to be going for the full flank, as top side of market is going to be occupied now by him. They are going to get the last second retake. These are the make or break moments in the hardpoints now. If you're able to maintain the hill for a vast amount of the time, 45 plus, you're pretty much going to win the game. If you're able to win that second hardpoint, the fourth going into the transition to that market space, you are going to find yourself with a lead, and we are seeing that payoff now. It's 234 to 166. P1 open up for shop. Rog Black trying to make their comeback. It's going to be on the backs of my guy Kosh, Shark, and Warvac. Zeno, no joke as well. Zeno putting in some work.
I know it's not impossible for them, but it seems like they're not even giving any opportunities to the enemies to get frags again. Toby's going to prove me wrong, but they're all pushing it to the side. Toby's going to get a second. Magix and Shark just getting the trades over and over and over again. They all have over 20 kills on their side. Nox is trying to step into these garden and church area. Is trying to throw the things in, but the nades are just taking down every single player. Eddie, Magix again for the trades. They're about to get to 200 points, and yeah, they finally successed. And that was a successful retake. They won't be able to tie off these hot points, so they need to rotate over the office one and not getting this burn. We'll be seeing Shark just in the back office, back factory area, fighting with Grease, and that's all him for Kosh. They look strong. They really look strong on that retake, so I might give them a try and give them a chance, saying that they are really supportive and they're making it for that win step by step.
Yeah, factory is going to be held by Rog Black off the rip. It's going to go uncontested for the moment. If Rog Black can hold this positioning, oh my god, I do see a 5-man push now as Grizz is going to hold that. Heady's going to push in. Oh my god, Zeno! You are an absolute animal, my guy. But that is not going to pay off, as I do see Zeno get taken out. Retake is going to go through momentarily, but it is back in possession of Rog Black. No, Heady is going to be right there to take out Zeno, as we do see back and forth trades happening. This is a bloodbath towards the end.
That is incredible. That is incredible. The problem is now they really need to go for these early rotations, but if they give away a few points of that hill, that's going to be over. So now we do need, for example, Magix to just go for the next hill. He knows that everyone on the other side is going to rotate as well, so it's going to be a terrible time. And again, I think this rotation is basically going to be decisive. They're 20 points behind, and they need to hold one single side. Well, they don't even have it. There's 2 players on their side, so they need to push towards there. Grease is going to shoot one down. The side is being captured. They're trying to contest it. Grease is pre-firing. He's getting one. Trying to step in, but no. 3 points away. Being contested again. They all need to go through the stairs at once. And they know it's going to be such a hard time to go through. Warvac is just trying to pay some time. Dude, that is...
Oh,
I think that's going to be over.
Who is contesting? I do see Magic's close, but I don't see anybody in the hill. Nobody was contesting. They were taken out. Zeno was that player. That was almost a comeback of a century. they found themselves in a bit of a hole going into that second rotation. They were fighting for points. They were also fighting for the side of not giving away easy points. So the rotations weren't quite there for the side of Rock Black. Stamina, who had a very great beginning, closed it out 250 to 225, and what was about to be a great comeback for Rock Black just cut short due to timing and their lack of ability to put points on the board early on in the game. So Narcs drops 41. As we take a look at the scorecard, Narcs drops 41, 2 minutes and 15 seconds on the hill. Good God almighty. Inferno right there behind it with 1 minute 14, 36 and 38. And my guy Grizz, 42 and 29, a minute on the hill. I'm assuming a lot of his kills were outside of the OBJ as he does, drop similar numbers to Narcs, but with an 800 point score difference, Narcs does top frag. So it's interesting. I'm going to go ahead and make a notation of this. You know Head for Death more than I do. He is an SMG player, right?
Mm-hmm.
Interested to see how he wasn't able to pop off as the MP5 was in use. He's an SMG player. I was expecting a little bit more from him. But with that being said, he did have some great support roles. So I definitely need to see a little bit more from him in this Search and Destroy, though.
Yeah, that is true. But the thing is, he wasn't even playing as an OBJ, and I think Head for Death was away for a few weeks or days because he had issues with his mobile device. So he's not back at his highest level, and I've already talked about this with with everyone in the comp scene, saying that there are a few players that had a lot of issues during the transition from iPad to phone, and he's one of them. Machine is one of them from BK Rock Black. Heady is one of them as well. I think Grease went really fast on this transition as well. Nox as well. They had some issues at the beginning, but then they just popped off and got to the same level, at least the same level than before. Heady is having a bit of trouble trying to be acclimatized to this and used to that, but I think he's going to perform great. Maybe the Slayer role that he used to wear in Singularity is not the role that fits him the best and suits him the best anymore. So I think he might be going for an OBJ or a spoon flipper, but so far, yes, not even surprised by Heady. I'm surprised by Grace, to be fair, because Rhea used to be one of the best shotgun players in the EU. Now he's spamming with the SMG as well.
Oh, absolutely. If they're going to give him free range, he's going to take advantage of it. And I'm starting to look at it now. Maybe ROG should have banned the QQ9 as they had but Magic's rocking the HVK. If he wasn't going to abuse the meta as well, I'm starting to think of maybe a different strategy should have came about from them if I'm not overstepping my boundaries. Regardless of the situation, we're going to go to a second game, which is a Search and Destroy Tunisia, and even if Rock Black is able to take this game and win the domination, either or, it doesn't matter. Both of these teams could be in potential of winning some points. So I'm at a loss of words though. With Narc sniping for stamina, I'd have to assume that this might be. I don't know, man. They lost to the Search or Destroy. No, they won the Search or Destroy last week against Neil's team because Neil popped off in the meltdown game of Search or Destroy. This is Tunisia. It's going to be a different map. Narcs is known for his snipes. I mean, can Shark and Team Rock Black come back in this map? It's very much so possible. I mean, you would have a little bit more insight on their capabilities and Search or Destroy. But ultimately, Narcs is going to be the deciding factor if Rock Black is going to step up, or not step up, but win this second game. So I'm going to go ahead and call it. If Narcs can hit his snipes, we might be in a 2-0 game. If not, Shark and Team could come back, right?
They could definitely come back. I do see BK Black being really strong when it comes to these Search and Destroys. And as we're going to be playing on Tunisia, I have no basis anymore, nothing to put my trust on, because I've never seen any of these teams actually playing on that map, so I don't know how they're going to be performing in this. I think the sniper is going to be super important. So on both sides, we don't have a determined sniper for the side of BK. Sometimes we do see Magic's going with it, even if it's not his main role. He's doing great. On the other side, obviously, we do already know, dude. Nox and Inferno are both using the snipers and just performing great with it. So I wouldn't be surprised if I see them going for that loadout. I think the sniper is going to be important if you don't have one. I am pretty sure, and I hope for you that you're going to be playing aggressive because there's still the QQ9 that is available in these series and in this entire game. So if they go for aggressive rush, the QQ9 is going to defeat the sniper. But if you have a sniper like Nox in front of you and against you, you should be scared of him.
Very well said. We are going to jump into the second game. Tunisia, this is going to be the deciding factor if we go to a game 3. Will Rog Black step up to the occasion and challenge their opponents here? We shall see. I'm going to be on board with Narcs off the rip because in many games past I was not, and I paid for that. As I say that, they were played against Neil, and I'm not sure what the name, Unicorns of Love. And they lost both games. Regardless, Neil just popped off. I think he had like 16 or 17 kills.
Wait, I don't know if that's a mistake from Inferno, if that's a strategic choice. Do you see that Ronald is going for? He's going for another K24 with an ACOG scope on it, and Warvac is punishing Nox. That is a greedy move, taking the main sniper down from the enemy team. That is well played from him, just rushing into the side, and that is already a -3 coming from Rog Black, and they will be able to go for that bomb plant with only Grease and Inferno left alive. Is that going to be a one round for them? That's going to be Grease, the last player standing, and it sounds really good now for the BK Black roster.
It is looking great for the BK Black roster, and Warvac hitting his snipes. I'm thinking since Inferno can't... there's only one sniper in Search and Destroy, right? So I'm thinking his thought process was either A, you messed up and forgot to switch out your loadout when you're speed boosting, or B, if I can't snipe, I'm going to put an ACOG on LK24 and just beam kids. And he did that very much so on that head glitch, even though he got exposed afterwards.
They did ban the sniper. They did ban the sniper, but did they ban the sniper scope? Question mark?
Exactly. Hey, you know what? 200 IQ for Inferno.
True. That's definitely true. He's even going for the same loadout, so I think that was on purpose. That was made on purpose.
Alright, we are seeing a 3v4 ensue as Stamina has found their feet here in this second round, taking down Magix and Warvac, so nobody sniping for the side of Rog, which might push them for a B push as we're taking a look at the map spread. Inferno is going to be the only player on the B side of the map, but I'm sure he'll get communication to his players promptly as we do see the nade come down from Inferno. Doesn't hit anything. Laser is going to be exposed. Kosh is not going to see that laser because he's not anywhere near the B side. He's actually mid side. And as I say that, Zeno does take out Narcs, which Narcs did not hit his shot. I heard a sniper shot, but it did not translate to a kill. Inferno, I'm telling you, dude, Inferno knows what he's doing with that LK.
He knew what he was doing on this trade. Grizz is going to be low HP. He's getting pushed by Hetty on top of this entire house. That was a good play and slap from Grizz. The perfect accuracy now as we're moving into this round number 3. That is a perfect score. 1-1 on both sides. Will they go for a big rush this time? I think this might be the move, or I don't even know which side of the map are they going for most of the time. It seems like they're heading towards A everywhere. And every time, like, but is that a mistake from me? Am I misunderstanding the game style, or is that a fact they're only rushing towards the A side most of the time?
You know, A side is a risky one. If you're able to get there quicker than your opponents, you'll have the advantage. But most of the time, you're going to see a three-man or four-man push to the A side because once you give A up, it's really hard to take back. Now, B is going to be where you see a majority of teams pushing for the simple fact that there are multiple angles in which you can take to get there. Oh my god, Warvac found Grizz camping in a corner mid and made him pay. Narcs does the same thing for Kosh. Kosh found himself in a moment of exposure. Narcs took advantage of that and picks up his first kill as we see him in the balcony side of mid. You know, I feel like B is an easier retake for an opponent if they camp A off the rip, so you are very right in doing a four-man push to A if you're on the defense, as we do see Narcs and Narcs going to give some support to my guy Inferno. Oh my god, Narcs takes down Shark in a crisp flip of guns, and now we're going to find Zeno in a 1v4. Zeno is going to be spotted by Narcs. He picks up 3 kills this round. very rightfully so, as I think he's found his niche in this game in particular. Is the DLQ is just going to absolutely wreck people at the moment.
Yeah, we told you, we discussed about it before. If you have a good sniper in the team, that's basically going to do almost all the job. And we do see that top fraggers from each team are playing with a snipe. We do have Nox and Warvac just being at 3 kills each. And Inferno is just slapping people across the map with this LK. We made fun about these weird loadout, but it seems like he's working out well. Magic's with a great... Oh, Nox with a follow-up. That was a great back-to-back slide. He knows that there's somebody by the cave, the wine cave on top. I don't even know the call-outs for that map, but I think we might call it that way, at least in French. We do say that, but just because we love wine, so I think that is a...
No, we call it, if he's top wine, we just call it top winery.
Oh,
for
winery,
yeah.
Okay, that's winery.
Winery, wine, you know, either or. Wine is obviously shorter. I like winery because it just sounds a little funnier than wine, to be honest with you. So,
winery.
When you say winery, top winery.
Sound like you're from Texas, you know, winery.
Go ahead and get in that winery there. Yeah, exactly. Top wine, top winery, bottom wine, or you know, this whole particular area can be subjected to that. We are going to see an aggressive A push come through for the side of Rog, and as I said, if you have the advantage early on and get there before your opponent does, an A push is going to be very easy to hold. With that being noted, we are going to see a 2v3 ensue as Narcs takes out one, sort of evening the playing field, but with Shark and Magic still alive, I still feel like the advantage is in favor of Rog, regardless of what kind of man situation they have. Inferno and Narcs, the two snipers, I would say, with the ACOG being on Inferno's gun. He is going to be spotted, though, and taken out, though. The MP5 is just too OP. Shark is going to get the kill. That is going to give the second round. And before the side flip, 3-2 now as sides are flipping. Advantage in favor of Stamina at the moment.
It is. Stamina just leading only 1 round difference. So basically that is a really short and tight game. Close and tight game, sorry. But by the way it looks, we do see a strong defense going on A, and on B there's only 1 player remaining there. If that's going to be the sniper, yes it will. Warvac holding the line with the DLQ, jumping behind that box. He might be spotting one. No, Grizz is going for the flank. Grizz is going, being the snake, the sneaky guy in the Stamina's roster, just waiting for everyone to push so he can get sound infos. Alright, here some footsteps. Kosh going to be baiting for Warvac to get the info first. By the way, Luz, they might be rotating around the entire map, just wasting some time. They're just playing around this point, and Toby, I don't know what he's doing with the bomb, but Inferno is going to be the one trying to get that first picks, sitting on top of Winery, but then rotating back. So they're playing it really passive, that game.
And as you say that, I do see Grizz actually being that informant still on the B side of things. So the back and forth eventually leads to a B push, as the info that they have is going to result in that push. Kosh going to be the man caught dead, or not dead, but rather on the top side of this B site, next to what I assume is like the radioactive, I don't know, what's that, tent? We'll just call that a tent there. The tent and the ladder side of B. No trades are going to be made. Yes, we are going to see Narcs hit some shots. Kosh is going to push up aggressively, and the bomb is down at B. 25 seconds left for 2 players alive. Shark and Magic. So with these 2 players alive, regardless of a 2v3 situation, I still feel like, you know, these guys have every much ability. As I say that, Toby abuses the head glitch. Toby gets taken out, not before he takes out Kosh, or not Kosh, but Magic's. Shark now in a moment of vulnerability. It's going to be a 1v2. Inferno is going to spot him. Inferno is going to laser him with the LK. 4-2 now. All the side of Stamina needs to 2-0 these guys are 2 rounds. And they played that round of attacking very, very strategically, in my opinion, and it paid off. Will we see that same kind of action here?
Yeah, Grizz was basically the game changer in there. As soon as he pushed connector by bottom B side, bottom mid, he just threw all his utilities. The stun, trying to avoid enemies from pushing because they spotted it out. 3 enemies were there. He managed to take 1 down with the spray, and 2 others, which were Shark and Magic's, being super low because he threw a nade just before the nade pre-fire, bring into the action as soon as they pushed in. Just tagged him and removed him about 95 HP on Shark. So that was a really strategic and perfect move to do there. They're going to be playing for the same style again. They're playing passively over B, trying to dodge these bullets from Warvac. They threw the smoke. That was a perfect one across the entire map. It's burning on top of the building, and the bomb will be planted by Toby. Maybe Warvac is going to pick him as soon as possible, but no, he will miss the timing. Spot knocks in front of him. Shoot knocks down. Kosh gets 2. Toby gets the trade on Kosh straight away. And now that is a 4v2 to be played. As Shark is jumping straight into Toby. Inferno last player standing. And that's finally going to be a round for the side of BK Rock, bringing this game back to a 3-4 score.
3-4 score indeed. And as well as Stamina played that first round of attacking, that second one just did not have the same kind of follow-up. It looked like they took a little bit more time in the first round. Second round just was not there. Now an A push is going to come through, and as I said, if you're the first one to A, you're going to have the advantage. Shark picks up the first kill. Inferno is weak. Oh my, Shark is traded, and maybe I was wrong, dude. Magic's and team are going to lose that round as Stamina was slow to get there. Didn't, you know, it definitely paid off, though, as we saw a 3v2 turn into a 3-0 very easily. Game point now for the side of Stamina. Rock Black has to figure out something here in order to continue on with this match.
Yeah, there's something that they're doing wrong, and it seems like if they are going for an A rush, they read the enemy's game style perfectly, but Kosh is going to be taken down. Warvac finally gets us Heady. Oh, they're pushing great. They're pushing great. Warvac gets the knife on Inferno. What is going on? Warvac gets the double knife. He's just spamming it down. 4 rounds for BK Rock Black. That's just a great performance overall. Now they're moving into round number 10. We're going to see around 11, and maybe that will lead to a game 3. That is incredible.
We could potentially see that. That is very much so a possibility, as we do see a great defense from the side of Rock Black, but with Warvac going down early, it's going to have to come on the back of my guy Shark. Shark, 11 kills on the board. Can his efforts go, you know, can they be justified? Can they be, what's the point? Can they be rewarded, man? He has put on a heck of a show for us. He picks up the DLQ that Warvac dropped after being spotted in this top balcony area. B push is going to come through, and Inferno is taken out. Didn't even see that trade happen. Toby, regardless of the fact, is going to go ahead and push all the way up the stairs, which is interesting. I guess he's waiting for clearance to get that bomb down. Zeno is going to go down to Heady. Heady coming through with a clutch kill there, and that could solidify the victory if they can maintain this B bomb plant. The bomb has been planted.
Oh, he's playing great around the time. Oh, he's going to miss Magix. Magix is pushing on the time. He's going to get flanked by Toby. That sounds like the end. Shark, as the last player standing, missing the first bullet, down to 75 HP. He has 30 seconds to play with. That is still not impossible, but he needs to play the QQ9. I think it's going to be better for him. He sees Eddie in the corner. He's going to miss the first timing on him. Maybe throwing the stuns, the nades, missing the no-scope, and that will be the end for that entire series. Unfortunate for BK Rock Black, but we are curling it up and wrapping this up on the side of Stamina in a clean 2-0 with a 6-4 Search and Destroy game. Actually interesting. We wanted to see this game 3, but I think that is one of the best scenarios for Stamina to end on.
That is a 2-0 game going to go in the books for the side of Stamina. They are going to be tied in the first place position as they do take the game in the series in 2. They will be tied with Tragic, if I'm not mistaken. Tragic is the only other team with 40 points. If you know, I have to take a look at the scorecard. We'll actually take a look at it together. Before they will talk about the scorecard here. Narcs drops 11, goes 11-6. Toby top frags with those planting points, 9-6. Shark unable to get anything going towards the end of that match as we saw him miss the first shot on Heady and then ultimately miss the no-scope on Toby. Toby ultimately making him pay there. That is going to bring us... We are about to take a look at some of the things. And Flo, man, what's the word on today, man? I know we saw 3 interesting series. They look elevated. Yes, that's right. Yaya is OP. What's the prognosis, man? After seeing those 3 matches, who are you expecting to see continue to thrive this season?
Elevate without any surprises, but I'm actually surprised about how strong Stamina were looking tonight. Maybe that was because of the QQ9 players inbounds. I don't think that's really linked because they looked really strong as a team overall. So we might be taking a look at them in the next session of the Mayhem League. I'll make sure to watch it on Thursday as I won't be the co-caster and Imperium will take my spot. Pretty much a great season being announced there. Pretty good content, pretty good teams. Tragic, keep an eye on them. Elevate, keep an eye on them. And of course, Stamina. almost everyone in the league, you should keep an eye on them. And I'm waiting for example, Ultima or EXO to learn from these losses from tonight and come back stronger on the next session.
Absolutely. As we take a look at results from today, again, Huracan disbanding leads to Tragic picking up 20 points easily off of that. XOXO loses 2 matches straight to Rogue White, so they should have 25 points. We'll take a look at the standings after this. Elevate 2-0 Ultima, man, that match was over before it even started. Stamina in good order fashion picks up 20 points over Rogue Black, which I was not expecting. So Stamina looking a lot stronger than I expected and anticipated, as we do see them pick up 20 points off the rip there. Results from today are in the books. We'll take a look at the standings together. Expected only 2 teams now with 40 points, and I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to discredit Tragic, but I got to say they earned a 20-point advantage off of Elevate in the first stream, and they earn a 20-point advantage now, pretty much handed to them as Huracan disbanded. Forfeit gives you 20 points now. So Tragic holding high for the time being, but they haven't really had any adversity at the moment. So not discredit them, as I say. I will just go ahead and make a note that they do pick up those 40 points rather easily. Stamina earned both of their matches, as 40 points are in their category. Bunker, Rogue, White, 25 points. Aphelion 20, Elevate 20, as we saw them win in high fashion. Rogue Black picked up 15 from the match on Thursday against Rogue White. We're 2-0 here. They're not going to move up any further. So standings looking kind of neck and neck at the moment, but we are still in the early on stages of the series. Definitely going to be an interesting season. Definitely going to be a great one, as we will see the best triumph, and we will see who will step up and rise up to the occasion, as we are just at the very beginning. So with that being said, that is actually going to conclude our stream, man. I want to thank my guy. Tuesdays are where it's going to be at, guys. Don't forget to tune in here. Flo, I'm going to leave you with the last words, my guy.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I might be present on the Tuesday depending on the schedule and everything. So I hope you guys enjoy tonight's broadcast alongside Verdict. Make sure to drop a follow to these channels so you'll be notified whenever the Mobile Mayhem EU League is live. Make sure to drop a follow to the Mobile Mayhem Twitter to be aware of any new announcements or new things coming up soon into every single leagues and tournaments that Mobile Mayhem is running. Drop a follow to both of us, Verdict and I, on every social media you can find on our Twitter accounts. And I hope that you guys enjoyed tonight's gameplay. Verdict and FloSkill were on the mic. It's over for us now. See you, everyone.
See you, everybody. Don't go anywhere, though. We are going to be rating. It looks like we are going to be rating Mod 6. We're going to give some love to my guy, Mod. So make sure you guys let him know how great the interview was. Even if you didn't like the fact that we were interviewing a manager, I feel like you undervalue that. Don't go anywhere, my guys.